My parents cut me off over my sister's lie. 5 years later, I was her only hope in the ER. 5 years ago, I lost my entire family in one night, not because of a fight, not because of something I actually did, but because of a lie. It started with my sister, Emily. Growing up, we were never close. She was the kind of person who needed to be the center of attention, loud, dramatic, always the one everyone worried about. I was the opposite, quiet, independent, the one who handled things without asking for help. My parents always gravitated toward her. If she cried, they listened. If I spoke, they questioned. I got used to it. Until the night everything changed. I got a call from my mom. Her voice was cold. "Where are you?" she asked. "At home," I said, confused. "Why?" There was a pause. Then she said something that didn't make sense. "Your sister just told us what you did." My stomach tightened. "What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about." My dad's voice cut in. "I don't," I said. "Stop lying," he snapped. I stood up, my heart starting to race. "What did she say?" Another pause. Then my mom said it. She said you stole money from her. I froze. "What?" "She's been missing thousands," my dad added. "And she said you're the only one who had access." "That's not true," I said immediately. "She wouldn't lie about something like this," my mom replied. That sentence hit harder than the accusation itself. "She just did." I said. "No," my dad said firmly. "You did." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You're not even going to ask me?" I said. "We are asking you," my mom replied. "And you're denying it." "Because I didn't do it." My dad's voice turned colder. "Then explain why she has messages from you about money." "Messages? What messages?" I asked. She showed us everything. My mind raced because I had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't take anything, I said again. But it didn't matter. They had already decided. "We don't want you coming around until this is sorted out," my mom said. "Until what is sorted out?" I asked. "Until you tell the truth." I felt something inside me shift. "You're serious," I said quietly. "Yes," my dad replied. Just like that. No proof. No questions. No chance to explain. They chose her. And that was the night I stopped being part of that family. I didn't call them again. And they didn't call me. 5 years passed. No holidays. No birthdays. No messages. Nothing. Until one night, my phone rang. And the caller ID said something I never expected to see again. I stared at the screen. For a moment, I thought it had to be a mistake. But it wasn't. It was my mom's number. The same one I had deleted years ago, but somehow still recognized instantly. I let it ring once, twice, 3 times. Part of me wanted to ignore it. After everything they had done, after 5 years of silence, it would have been easy, but something felt off, different. So I answered, "Hello." For a second, there was nothing. Then I heard her voice, and it wasn't the same. "Please don't hang up." She sounded shaken, scared. Nothing like the cold, certain tone I remembered. "What is it?" I asked. "It's your sister," she said quickly. "She's in the hospital." I didn't respond right away. The words didn't hit the way they probably expected them to. "She was in an accident," my mom continued. "It's serious." Still silence from me. Then she said the part that made everything change. "They need a blood transfusion." I frowned. "So give her one." "It's not that simple," she said, her voice breaking slightly. "Her blood type is rare." I felt a small, cold pause settle in my chest. And I asked, "And yours is the same?" I closed my eyes for a moment. Of course it was. Out of everyone in the world, it had to be me. "They've tested family already," she added quickly. "Your father isn't a match. Neither am I." That didn't surprise me. Nothing about this situation did. "What about donors?" I asked. They're trying, she said, but there's no time to wait. Silence stretched between us. 5 years. 5 years without a single call, without a single question about how I was. And now, this. We need you, she said softly. Not we're sorry. Not we were wrong. Just, we need you. I let out a slow breath. Where are you? I asked. The ER at St. Mary's. I glanced at the time. Late. Quiet. The kind of hour where everything feels heavier. I'll be there, I said. Then I hung up. The drive felt longer than it should have. Every mile bringing back memories I hadn't thought about in years. The accusation. The silence. The way they cut me off without hesitation. I hadn't planned on ever seeing them again. Not like this. Not in a hospital. When I arrived, the place was exactly what you'd expect. Bright lights, tired faces, the low hum of machines, and quiet conversations. I walked into the ER waiting area, and there they were, my parents, sitting side by side, looking older, more worn down than I remembered. My mom stood the moment she saw me, her eyes filled with something I hadn't seen before. Relief. You came? She said. I didn't answer. My dad stood more slowly. He didn't speak, just nodded once, like he wasn't sure what to say. For a moment, we all just stood there. 5 years of distance sitting between us. Then a doctor approached. Are you the sibling? He asked. I am. We've been trying to locate a compatible donor, he said. Your blood type matches your sister's. We need to run a quick test to confirm compatibility, but if everything checks out, we'd like to proceed immediately. I nodded. Let's do it. The test didn't take long. A nurse drew blood, asked a few questions, then left me alone in a small room. Minutes later, the doctor returned. You're a match, he said. Of course I was. Is she stable? I asked. For now, he said. But she needs this. I nodded again. Okay. As they prepared everything, I stepped back into the hallway. My parents were waiting. My mom looked at me like she wanted to say something. Anything. But didn't know where to start. You didn't have to come, she said quietly. I looked at her. Yes, I said. I did. Because despite everything, despite the lie, despite the years they chose to believe it, this wasn't about them. It wasn't even about my sister. It was about who I was and who I refused to become. They wheeled me into the room. The process started. Machines, needles, quiet instructions. Time passed slowly. And as I sat there, I realized something. 5 years ago, they cut me off without a second thought. Tonight, their only hope was the person they walked away from. But the real difference wasn't the situation. It was the choice. Because this time, I was the one deciding what happened next. The transfusion was successful. When I stepped out, my parents were waiting. My mom rushed toward me. She's stable, she said, her voice shaking. You saved her. I nodded quietly. My dad looked at me, his expression different now. Regret. We were wrong, he said. For a moment, I just stood there. 5 years reduced to 2 words. I know, I replied. My mom hesitated. Can we fix this? I took a breath. Not today. Not because I didn't care, but because some things take time. I turned toward the exit. Take care of her, I said, and as I walked away, I realized something important. Doing the right thing doesn't mean forgetting the past. It just means you refuse to let it define who you are.